happiness is not something ready-made, it comes from your own actions. Namaskar, welcome to Next IS. I hope you are doing well. In this video, we will cover major headlines of the Hindu, Indian Express and Press Information Bureau. So without wasting any time, let's start today's discussion. And our first article talks about simultaneous polls because recently Union Cabinet accepted the recommendations of a high-level committee headed by former President Ram Nath Kovind, which had proposed simultaneous elections to the Lok Sabha and assemblies. Talking about simultaneous polls, it is also known as One Nation, One Election, and it envisages a system where elections to all states and Lok Sabha will have to be held simultaneously. This will involve the restructuring of Indian election cycle in a manner that elections to the states and center synchronize. This would mean that voters will cast their votes for electing members of the Lok Sabha and state assemblies on a single day. And do you know, friends, Lok Sabha and state assembly elections were held simultaneously during the first four general elections, but disruption due to premature dissolutions of Lok Sabha and state assemblies have led to separate election schedules. And Election Commission of India and Law Commission have previously suggested that idea of simultaneous elections. Next article focuses upon Indus Water Treaty because recently India has announced that there will be no more meeting of the Permanent Indus Commission until India and Pakistan hold discussions to renegotiate the Indus Water Treaty. Talking about Indus Water Treaty, it was signed in 1960 after 9 years of negotiations between India and Pakistan with the help of World Bank. This treaty allocates water from Satluj, Beas and Ravi for India's unrestricted use. It also allocated 3 western rivers which includes Indus, Chenab and Jhelum to Pakistan for unrestricted use. But the treaty also gives India right to regenerate hydroelectricity through projects generated on the western rivers subjected to specific design and operation criteria. At the same time, it also permits Pakistan to object to any Indian design on projects that do not meet the criteria. Now Union Cabinet has approved a package to provide up to 5 lakh each to tribal households and villages to develop tourist homestays under Tourism Ministry's Swadesh Darshan scheme. This initiative aims to enhance tourism in tribal areas and offer alternative livelihoods as a part of Pradhan Mantri Janjatiya Unnat Gram Abhiyan, which intends to bring sustainable agricultural practices to all Forest Rights Act's patta holders to enable them for maintenance and conservation of forest. Talking about Swadesh Darshan scheme, it was launched by Ministry of Tourism for development of theme-based tourist sectors, and it was revamped with the objective to develop sustainable and responsible tourism destination following a destination and tourism-centric approach. Now recently, Madras High Court has declined to officially recognize the day of the Anusham star in the Tamil month of Vaikasi as birthday of Thiruvellur, who was a celebrated Tamil poet and scholar. He is best known as the author of Thirukural, which is a collection of couplets on matters like ethics, politics, economics and love. Now Union government has approved 31,000 crore for fencing along the 1643-kilometer border with Myanmar, which affects Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur and Mizoram. Till now, 30 km of fencing has been completed, citing the border as source of ethnic violence in Manipur. And earlier, Home Ministry also cancelled the free movement regime, which previously allowed border residents to cross 16 km into each other's territory without documents. Now recently, government has approved Chandrayaan 4 mission, which aims to bring more rocks to Earth, along with missions to orbit Venus and expansion of the Gaganyaan project to establish an Indian space station. Cabinet also approved more than 1200 crore for Venus orbiter mission, which is set to launch in March 2028, making it India's second interplanetary mission after Mars orbiter mission. Next article talks about PM Asha scheme because recently government has approved the continuation of the Pradhan Mantri Annadata Ayas Sanrakshan Abhiyan, which is also known as PM Asha. It is aimed at ensuring remunerative prices for farmers and controlling price volatility of essential commodities for consumers. PM Asha will now have components of price support scheme, price deficit payment scheme and market intervention scheme. And cabinet also fixed nutrient-based subsidy rates for phosphatic and potassic fertilizer for upcoming Rabi season. Now researchers at the Indian National Center for Ocean Information Services have launched Integrated Ocean Energy Atlas, which maps potential sites along India's coastline for generating renewable energy from blue sources such as tidal waves and currents. Atlas estimates that India's exclusive economic zone could produce about 9.2 lakh terawatt hours of energy from various blue renewable sources. This is the first of its kind atlas which provides integrated assessment of renewable energy potential incorporating data from last 20 to 30 years, including weather models and satellite observations. The atlas also considers critical geographical factors such as fishing zones, shipping lines, and cyclone-prone areas, making it valuable for industries and policymakers in the renewable energy sector. It aims to aid India's transition towards a blue economy and achieve net zero goals by facilitating informed planning and investment in offshore renewable energy sources. Regions like West Bengal and Gujarat are highlighted for their potential in tidal energy, while Andhra Pradesh and West Bengal are noted for their suitability for energy from salinity gradients. Now, National Commission for Protection of Child Rights has informed Supreme Court that education in madrasas is inadequate and it violates the Right to Education Act, claiming that their textbooks promote the supremacy of Islam. Supreme Court directed the UP government to integrate madrasa students into recognized schools. Talking about madrasa, it is an Arabic word for educational institution. In early centuries of Islam, mosques served also as places of education, but from 10th century onward, madrasa came to acquire a distinct identity as institutions of religious and secular learning in the Islamic world. And do you know, friends, there are two main types of madrasas, and here first is Darse-e-Nizami, which operate independently of state curricula, and next is Darse-e-Aliyah, which are affiliated with the state madrasa boards and follow state education guidelines. Most now utilize NCERT curriculum for various subjects alongside religious studies. Now government has approved Biotechnology Research, Innovation and Entrepreneurship Development Scheme, which is also known as BioRide, and it aims to promote advanced research and development in biotechnology. It aims to foster innovation and entrepreneurship in the sector, enhancing India's capabilities in cutting-edge biotechnological advancements. And here next and last headline talks about Pradhan Mantri Janjatiya Unnat Gram Abhiyan, which was recently approved by the cabinet, and it aims to enhance the socio-economic conditions of the tribal communities. This initiative aims to cover around 63,000 villages, benefiting over 5 crore tribal peoples. This program focuses on addressing critical gaps in social infrastructure, health, education, and livelihood through coordinated approach involving 25 interventions across 17 ministries. And do you know, friends, India has ST population of more than 10 crore as per 2011 census, and there are more than 700 tribal communities spread across the country living in remote and hard to reach areas. So with this, let's conclude today's discussion. Thanks for listening, and for regular updates, you can follow us on various social media platforms.